Today we're going to be talking about the Pokemon Magearna. This Pokemon was recommended by Stage Taken, so shout out to them. And with that, welcome back to Pokemon History and Lore, where each video I'll be teaching you the real life science, culture, and history behind your favorite Pokemon. So comment who your favorite Pokemon is, and if I use it, I'll shout you out in the video. Now, Magearna has multiple real-world inspirations. The first inspiration coming from automatrons. Automatrons aren't technically robots, as they don't have a power source, but instead use tension and gears to mimic movement and complete preset tasks. They're basically more complex versions of those little wind-up toys you used to get from the dentist as a child. The word automatron traces its origin back to the ancient Greeks, and translates to acting on one's own will. Multiple examples of ancient automatrons were written about by Aristotle himself. The most famous of these automatrons that has survived until today is the Antikythera mechanism, which was discovered in 1901 on an ancient shipwreck in the Mediterranean Sea. The mechanism is able to keep track of celestial bodies, you know. Thanks, Florence. And the sun. Which makes sense why it would be on a ship, as the ancient Greeks would navigate by the stars. Now, by far, the coolest automatron I have found is the Magearna automatron, which was created in the early 1800s by French mathematician Henri Magearna, which I'm pretty positive I'm saying his name wrong, as I'm not a French speaker. So did I get the pronunciation wrong? Oui. Ah well. Back to his invention. What's cool about this one is you can still actually go see it in the Franklin Museum, and it can actually write elaborate poems and drawings. In fact, all these examples you see on the screen are drawings done by the animatron itself. Remember, these are all drawings done by a machine that was made in the 1800s. They're far better than anything I can draw. Now for the bunny ear inspiration behind Magearna. This takes inspiration from the Eastern philosophy known as the moon rabbit. In many ancient Asian cultures, dark parts on the moon looked like a rabbit with a mortar and pestle. I already went over this in length in my Umbreon video, so if you're interested, give that video a watch. And now for the last design inspiration for Magearna, which comes from French maid outfits. Now, despite popular belief, French maid outfits are not just Halloween costumes worn by morally flexible women, but actually have a huge historical basis. During the Victorian era, French maids were professionals. They didn't just clean your house. They were close confidants to the Victorian women that they served. They were also trained in the most recent styles, fashion, and jewelry, since France was at the epicenter of the fashion market at the time. In fact, many women in the UK would actually hire these women to help them with their own style. And since they were also a confidant, they could talk smack about their friends behind their backs with no fear of it getting back to their friends. This design has also worked its way into a subculture of Japanese anime, which is known as Maid Cafe, which includes Akiba Maid War and Maid Sama, which isn't exactly my cup of tea when it comes to anime, but to each his own. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and here's a preview of the Pokemon I'm going to be doing next. And if you like what I'm doing, please give me a repost. It really helps with the algorithm. Thanks, later.